I'd like to call in order this Board of Education regular meeting on August 22nd at 7:09.
Motion?
No,
Motion
no,
open the
we don't
meeting?
need a motion for it.
Oh, okay, sorry, the motion's gone.
Yeah.
Not required.
Pledge
Used to do
allegiance.
it. We learned. Sorry about that, David.
Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. I'd like to turn it over to Dr. Selena for the superintendent's comments.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen of the board, as well as those people joining us remotely tonight. Things are really exciting. We're getting ready to open up. We're in the last couple of weeks of recess. Today I had the opportunity of visiting a couple of orientations. We had our pre-K, welcome to pre-K orientations in our Schwarting and elementary schools and East Plain Elementary School. We also had our incoming sixth graders visit at the middle school, and they had to get time to play with their lockers and everything else that's going on there. Lots of happy faces. The buildings are in outstanding shape. They'll be in better shape in a week from now and ready for the kids to open and return right after Labor Day. We have a lot of exciting things that are going on, so I would ask everybody that's interested and available, please join us. Take a look at our school calendar. It has all the events listed on there. You'll also be getting additional calendars and information from your individual schools. So it's great to see the kids back. I will tell you, it's been really nice to see children return back even sooner. Many of the, as you know, we have our construction project that's ongoing over at the John H. West Fields. So we have community groups that are using our fields outside here, bobcats, cheerleading, et cetera. So the fields are filled with kids Monday through Friday at this point in time. So it's really nice to see kids, but this week our high school kids returned back. So it's great to see our football team is assembling out on the field every morning at 8 o'clock. And they're getting ready to open up their season. So it always is the end of the summer for me, which is, I am excited, but I have seen a number of parents that are sharing with me that they're excited just as much as I am about opening up schools again, and that they're excited to see the schools open and the kids return back. Next week, we'll have Superintendent's Conference Day on Thursday, and that's when our staff returns, and we have an outstanding day planned for them. And we look forward to our new teacher institute as well next week. So I look forward to the opening of schools. Please follow our social media for each one of our buildings, as well as the district itself. Lots of wonderful information is available there. And be sure to take a look at our calendar, which was just posted recently. Thank you very much. Pass it back to the board president.
Thank you. Moving on to routine approvals. I have a motion to approve the minutes of the June 11th, 2024 regular meeting. Marcy, second. Mr. Garcia, all in favor?
Okay,
Okay.
six in favor, motion carried.
For item number 2, do I have a motion to approve the minutes of the July 8th, 2024 organizational meeting? Mr. Marcy, second by Mr. Garcia, all in favor?
Okay, six in favor, motion carried.
Do I have a motion to approve the minutes of the July 8th, 2024 regular meeting? Mr. Garcia, second. Mr. Pascarella, all in favor?
Six in favor, motion carried.
Do I have a motion to approve the minutes of the July 23rd, 2024 special meeting?
So moved.
Mr. Garcia, second. Mr. Morrissey, all in favor?
Okay. 4 in favor,
What is,
abstaining.
Yeah, I'm abstaining. Anyone voting no?
No.
Abstention.
Okay. Four in favor, 2 abstentions, motion carried.
Do I have a motion to approve item number 5 warrant reports 146 through 147 and 2 to 11? Mr. Morrissey, second. Mr. Garcia, all in favor?
Six in favor, motion carried.
Do I have a motion to approve the treasurer report, June 2024?
So moved.
Mr. Pascarella, second. Mr. Morrissey, all in favor?
Six in favor, motion carried.
Moving on to section 4, business. Do I have a motion to approve items 1 through 41? Mrs. Maggio? Second. Mr. Garcia, all in favor?
Six in favor, motion carried.
Moving on to item number 5, pride and plannage. Anyone have anything they'd like to share? You want to go first?
Sure. I just wanted to thank the middle school staff. We had our middle school orientation today, sixth graders. And it was just, Mr. Beruti, I think you and I both would agree, the vibe was very exciting. The kids were so sweetly nervous, but they were there and open in lockers and very happy. So thank you for everybody who was able to be there. And just, I love seeing the fields at the high school so full of children. It's kind of nice to see them all together. I know it's a lot, but it's kind of fun to see all the ages there. And the projects that are going on in the district, I think are amazing. I'm very excited for all of them. So thank you to everybody who's working so hard to try to get everything
Staff's doing an
finished when we
amazing
can.
job. Yeah.
Yeah. Sure.
So my wife reports pre-K orientation went great today. My daughter was excited. She left happy, which is always good. I've been at the high school a lot of those days. I haven't been on the football fields at the high school and as much as I have been the last few weeks since many, many years ago. I really am enjoying the social media stuff you put together, Dr. Selena,
Thank
you and
you.
your team. I think that is a really great way to get that information out. I just want to say thank you.
Thank you.
You're getting, if I had that many views in my business, I'd be looking for a new line of work. I'd be in really good shape. So great job. Exciting to see. Thank you.
Anyone else? I'd just like to echo his comments. I mean, I was able to go to the 6th grade orientation. I myself had trouble opening the locker, so, but I eventually figured it out, was able to help out my son. In addition, I was not able to attend the UPK orientation today, but my son came home excited. So clearly, we're doing something right because he does not get excited. Baby mommy, so, and it's a constant battle every day. So obviously we're doing something because he's definitely pumped to get to pre-K. And I would like to echo Mr. Garcia's sentiments. I think in terms of putting out the information, the social media postings are very helpful and definitely have had people say that that's been a great addition. So, I look forward to, hopefully having people continue to be updated on those things.
Sure.
So thank you. And no one else has anything else. We'll move on to item number 6 in business, use of artificial intelligence, and I'll turn this over to Mr. Paris.
As you know, I brought this up in an email to yourself. After looking into it, I understand the New York State School Board Association is going to issue an advisory before school starts. So I thought we should table this conversation until we receive their advisory. That's okay.
Absolutely great. One of the things I just would like to bring up is, I know there's, in past discussions, there's been conversations about late buses, armed security, things of those sorts. And what's that? Yeah. So, I think those are items best probably handled by committees that I think at some point I'd like for us to action that. I think, just obviously I'm new to the board still. 1 year in, just over 1 year in is not a lot of experience. But what I have been doing is trying to beef up my knowledge in terms of like best practices. And it seems like committees formed from a variety of interest groups within a district is probably the best way forward in terms of helping to guide the path of certain decisions that are made within the district, and also gives people a feeling of, ownership in the process as well. And so with that, I'd like to definitely, I don't know the right way to do this, Dr. Slam, maybe you can help guide us, but I think in terms of like a budgeting and finance committee, a buildings and facilities committee, maybe a security and student well-being committee. I know there's been also discussions of, at the state level, of requiring a non-voting student member on school boards. If that doesn't go through, I've heard of actually student action committees that also give advice to the board in terms of things that they see in the school. And, you know, obviously viewing things through a student's eyes is helpful and can be informative to a school board. So if at all possible, I'd like to maybe at the next meeting have us understand what you think the best path forward is with
Sure.
that, and
Mhm.
something that maybe the board can discuss at the next meeting.
As long as the board would like me to pursue that, I will definitely put that together. So if the board is in agreement with that, then, you know, obviously
That'd
that's
be in
something
favor.
that you guys need to provide me with feedback, and then I'll give you back my ideas as far as possibilities. I can comment on all of them right now, but I'm not going to. I'll put it together a little bit so we can have something a little more composed. And then we can kind of, you know, talk about possibilities. I will tell you that, you know, obviously, you know, receiving feedback from the community comes in different models or different formats. Committees for the sake of committees are not fruitful if they don't have a charge and they specifically are told what they're here to do. It also creates frustration with people that participate in these things because they wonder what happens with this information, et cetera. It's all advisory in a sense. Ultimately, in the end, administration will make a recommendation to Board of Education. They're involved with it. How those committees are organized and how they run, all the above. So I'll have to frame it out a little bit about how things have been done historically in places that I have, and including here, of things that we've done here before. Some of these things are covered already. The health and safety is already under security. You know, but we can explore anything. I'll get it together for September.
Thank you, appreciate that. Moving on to.
Mr.
item
Mayor, can I bring up
Yeah.
one more item on
Yeah,
the
yeah,
business?
please do.
As the better Board of Education is aware, we received a subpoena from the New York State Department of Health related to a request for documents that may show fraudulent vaccinations in our schools. I am very concerned that these parents chose to endanger the health and welfare of the staff and students in our schools, especially those that are immune compromised. One specific individual I am familiar with is battling cancer, not to mention the families may be involved with insurance fraud. I'd like to know how the district plans to protect our children and the staff, and what is the next step that we are taking with the Department of Health?
If I could answer.
Yeah, yeah, please.
So, I can't discuss the details of obviously anything that, you know, has to do with families and children. That would be inappropriate, obviously, in a public session. What I can say is that the district will continue to cooperate with the Department of Health, New York State, and will receive directives from them about anything that's health related inside of this investigation. And obviously, the health and welfare of everybody inside the schools is our top priority. Our nurses monitor this information, catalog it, file it, and then file it with the state, with which we do. We are always in legal compliance. Yeah. The documents that we receive from parents, obviously, you know, we process them on an annual basis. It happens for all new students or students that have vaccinations that are required by law. And the district will continue to look to be in compliance with all laws.
Thank you.
If I could add, without getting into, of course, things we can't discuss in public, my family utilized the practice involved in that investigation. I don't think there's been any firm accusations or anything to come out of that practice yet about childhood vaccinations. I think it's still pretty early. I could say my children got them. They cried every shot they got. So I think it'd be odd to just bring up a subpoena as part of an investigation. I think that at the end of that investigation by the Department of Health, the school's gonna have to do whatever the Department of Health and Department of Education says to do,
Yes.
and that'll play out in the proper process. Just like teachers have due process, so do students.
Any
Any additional new business?
Okay. Moving on to item number 7, informational reports. Any questions on items number 1 through 11?
Yeah, that's all right. We got a, this happens to be the end of the year. We got the claims auditor report, so, took a look at that, the end of the year summary. And, just something the board should consider going forward. One of the observations was we don't have a policy on credit card use, I guess, that governs credit card use, so that's something that they recommended to the board.
We do have a policy, Mr. Pascarello,
Oh,
on
on that-
credit card use.
Oh, is that, okay, so that's not correct?
We've always had it, so that's incorrect.
Okay, all right, is that something?
It may
Yeah.
require updating perhaps, but I'll
Okay.
have to research that now, but we do definitely, most
Oh,
definitely
okay.
have a Board of Education policy on credit card.
Okay, if you can point it out to them, maybe, would they write a letter back to
I'll
us
have-
saying we're mistaken, I guess? Is
Peter,
that-
Peter works with them and I'll
Okay.
have him work with them on that. I just want to
Okay.
be clear about that because
Yeah.
obviously we treat, how we handle credit cards. There's only 2 credit cards in the district.
Mhm,
And they're in the name of Mr. Perazzo as well as myself.
okay, yeah,
And they reside in the safe except when being utilized.
exactly, yeah, so just the way they presented it to us, looks like
Yes,
we don't have a policy,
Yeah.
like,
no,
so,
that I can tell you, we definitely do.
okay, so,
But
yeah,
I'll explore that and figure out
Okay.
what's going on.
it's not good that they don't think we have one, you know, so,
I'll find out what's going on, I'll research it.
okay.
It looks-
Because
And if I might, it looks like they're referring to like maybe a Home Depot card or.
Oh, okay.
Because it's talking about teachers, custodian,
Right.
maintenance employees.
Yeah,
So
so
that would be a revision to credit card usage in the district policy.
if they can
that'd be good.
clarify, maybe give us language that we should
Yep.
have in a policy, I think
Not
that'd
an
be
issue, we'll
good.
take a look at it.
Okay.
Obviously, we're gonna take the auditors very seriously and what they
Of course, yeah.
suggest.
I imagine the Home Depot card probably gets used more than the ones in the safe just based on.
Absolutely.
Well, we have-
Home Depot doesn't take
Right,
bills.
but they're all, after they're
Checks.
used, they're collected, like, it's not like people are walking around with a Home Depot card, so
Yeah.
that I need to go to the Home Depot to buy X, Y,
Give it
and
out
Z,
for
give
that.
them the card.
To bring it back,
Yeah,
okay.
correct.
Yeah,
We'll
it's just
look
like
at
the way it's worded, I think, right, it's a little, misleading, I guess, if we do have a policy, so.
Yes,
Very cool, thanks so much.
it's not inclusive of what perhaps they're looking at. So
Mhm.
we'll look at it and if any revisions need to be, I'll recommend the board, at that point in time, we'll bring it to the board and basically the board would then review the policy adjustments, the original policy and the adjustment in the policies, and they would approve the policy. And the
Okay.
policy would be adopted at that board meeting. We will pursue this and as soon as we have a timeline, I'll let you know.
Very good, thank you very much.
Any other questions on section 7? No, okay. So moving on to section number 8, opportunity for public comment.
Good evening. I did this last year, but I didn't do it too well, so hopefully this should go better. Face it that way, it's probably easier to just talk to the chairs. President Fuchs sends his regards and apologies. He's enjoying the last days of summer with his family away on vacation. That's why I am here. On behalf of all the teachers and teacher assistants that are part of the PFT, we look forward to another wonderful school year. We thank central office and the board and all the custodians, as we know, have been running around, making these buildings look even better than they did when we left. Lastly, I've been asked to plug Vinnie's Army's blood drive and a fundraiser. That is Saturday, September 7th at the Brian Moore Center from 10 to 4. Obviously, we know Vinnie's Army does some great things for not only the community, but New York State and I'm sure the country at large. So apparently they're doing a blood drive and a fundraiser, and they're gonna have some fundraising events that same day. So again, that's Saturday, September 7th from 10 to 4 at the Brian Moore Center. Thank you.
Thank you, Ron.
With no further people in the audience to give a public comment, I'll move to adjourn the meeting.
Motion adjourned.
Motion?
Someone?
Doug, second. All in favor?
6 in favor, motion carried.
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
everyone.
everyone.
Have a good night.